It's WG, bring you SMB, and we've just finished day 1 of our brand new free-to-play account, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to kind of show you how far we came, kind of things, a bit of what happened, and to give you an idea to like contrast and compare to see what's like decent progress. So for this day we played a total of around 2.5 to 3 hours on this account, because we did also start closer to reset. But what we overall managed to do is, in grand total, we have done 110 summons total. So we've just used all the gift codes, which means we were able to do 110 summons, or 111 you could say even, as well as also we got enough premium currency on day 1 to do 40 premium summons. So that's the summon situation. Story situation wise, we've managed to push all the way to the beginning of chapter 6. We do have BP to push further, but we pretty much ended up in around chapter 6. And one of the reasons why we were able to so smoothly get to chapter 6 on day 1 has to do with the events. So when you start out and these events or these type of events are active, you want to make sure you do them every day. Specifically these trial stages, you see how they give you like a massive amount of resources the first time you clear them. So we cleared the 1-1 right here, as well as also the stage 1-1 for the other event. On top of that, we also managed to clear the first 5 stages of the normal mode, giving us a couple coins, couple extra rewards also from that one right here. And shop wise, we are not buying these tarot cards unless we're actually going to be able to beat Nightmare, otherwise they're just not really worth the investment. But what we did do is spend our gain coins on 2 scrolls for both events each, netting us 4 extra scrolls of summoning. So that's the event side of things. Tomb of the Fallen, we were able to reach a score of around, let's see, and we were able to reach a score of 8, so we weren't quite able to 1-key the first boss yet, but we were able to get ourselves the chance at faction-based tier 4 gear, which is quite decent. But for day 2, we'll hopefully be able to move on to the Armored Spirit right here. So in Satiate Spirit, we were able to deal quite a decent amount of damage, you could say. Arena fights, you have a lot of bots you can fight to give yourself an extra score, so that's what we did. We just fought units that have like 10 KBP, 2 KBP, 3 KBP, units that just, people that just didn't set up their scores properly. Time War Mausoleum, we were able to push as far as our campaign allowed us, so we were able to clear stage 16 to 20, and that also then allowed us to claim these like daily rewards. So that's currently pretty much the current progress we have. Important to note is we haven't yet touched any of our consumables right here in our selection. We haven't yet used any of the consumables. All of these we've just randomly gained, and we're going to hold on to them until we truly need them, because then again it is a new day, so we can do another set of trials and all that to push ourselves further. Overall level wise, we've brought up 3 units to level 60. It doesn't really make a difference if you level everybody equally or to level 60, because you don't really can use the transfusion system at the moment. So our main DPS is for us a Transcendent Hearty, but for you it could be another Ancestor or even someone like a Lamia or Daikalo if you were lucky enough to get them. So our current formation is just a pretty simple team of a DPS, Acapella as a support, doesn't have to be Acapella, could also be another healer or another DPS up until you get an Acapella, a Thibault, so our second DPS, then a tank in Gestel, and a Yona for the heal. So we have a tank, we have our 2 DPS, we have a healer, and we have a support. Support could also be a Daikalo instead of Acapella, for example. Other notable units, we did get a Gilrain, a Mass, and a Cecia, but we haven't yet used them as much. We also can still upgrade a couple units. Affinity wise, we get a couple affinity resources. We put them all into Transcendent Hearty. You could also put them into, for example, Daikalo and Lamia instead. But we just weren't yet lucky enough to get a featured unit. Yeah, outside of that, things to do, make sure you use your extra summon as late as possible into the day so you get the most amount of rewards out of it. Focus on leveling your quests, right? Like doing your chapters. Like for example, for us, we need to level someone else to level 50, and then we'll probably beat the Floor of Purification. Shop-wise, we've already wasted, or not wasted, but used up all our shards right here. in getting us 2 additional SSRs through the use of perfect shards, which is something I would also recommend you to do, because you're going to be able to use these SSRs to further level up. Yeah, past that is pretty much our day 1 progress. For those of you curious about gearing, you can start leveling up the gear pieces on your main DPS, because the only thing you lose is a bit of Soli, but they keep the experience. So if we get a better helmet than tier 3 for our Hardy, for example, we can then use the tier 3 helmet into the new helmet, retain the XP, and still get the same reward. So we upgraded the helmet and the ring. Otherwise, everything else is unupgraded just from the story, just equipped. That's our gear situation. Artifacts we haven't unlocked yet. So for Dutchman's Revenge, we would need to clear 6-1, which is something we'll be working towards. And also for us personally, we weren't able to beat a single prophecy stage on day 1. So we missed out on those rewards, but honestly, that's what it is. Like, if you cannot beat an event, there's no reason to like crush your head or crush yourself just because you weren't able to do it. So this should conclude what we did on day 1 and give you kind of like a reliable idea of where you should be at around day 1. And yeah, we mainly just used the resources we gained. We didn't use any of the timed resources yet because they get more important with time. The higher your idle system, the higher the gains of these rewards. So we're still holding on to see if we can maybe squeeze some more value out of them. Yeah, I think this pretty much concludes day 1, and we see each other on day 2. Peace.